man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Here we go. Here we go. We got, let's see, 8 minutes, 28 seconds before the start of round two. The New York Jets have picked 44. How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling? Can you guys hear and see me okay? Let's see. I think we should be all good here. Let's see. Katie, what's happening, man? Chris, what's up? Dominic, what's going on, dude? What's going on? How we feeling, man? How we feeling, right? Obviously, being able to sleep on all the picks yesterday, can analyze, the board, the available prospects. I think, the big thing right now is in this, it goes for every single team, right? But when it comes to the second round pick, there's obviously so much excitement. There's trade buzz. There's potential trade, trade talks happening behind the scenes. But I think something that's really, really, really important is coming up with where exactly you're picking and counting down to that first pick, right? So, for example, the Jets are at pick 44. We kick off with pick 33. So we really only need 11, 12 players to feel good about, right? Because if we can check that box, if we feel good about that many, then we are in a good position, right? We don't necessarily have to trade up for, necessarily feel forced to trade up for a specific player. So what I did here in the meantime was I pulled up, boom, the best available players still on the board here. And let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, man. I think there's 16 players. I'm not saying that there's only 16 players. I mean, there's a couple other guys that could be sleepers, but maybe they're not the best fit at this point, given how the first round went, right? Like, I don't know if we're going to double dip with wide receiver like Jeremy Bernard, Chris Brazzell, Denzel Boston, right? But let's just quickly go through the list. I mean, we got, let's see, 6 minutes and 20 seconds before this, before it kicks off here. Let's go through it, right? So let me see. Defense, Dante. Let's go. So excited for round two. Hope we get a stud linebacker, corner, or safety, or trade back. Yeah, trade back is always a possibility. I'm totally down for that. But if, of course, if we just stick and pick, that's obviously cool with me. Katie, you got like 15 players that you feel good about? Yeah, I mean, dude, it's a good problem to have, dude. So let's quickly go through it, man. Jermon McCoy. He's kind of the player that we just don't, as fans, we don't know what's going on exactly with the medical situation. Now, obviously, it's serious because he fell out of round one. I mean, Caleb Banks was a first-round pick, right? Jordan Tyson was the top 10 pick. So you got to think that there is some level of severity to the, or some level of seriousness to the Jermon McCoy stuff. Right, the bone plug, the cartilage issue. I mean, the reporting's unfortunately been all over the place with it, so take of it what you will. But, unfortunately, I do think that it is a somewhat of a real concern here with teams. But, man, I got to be honest, if he is good, whether he's healthy for the start of the season or he's not, I feel like Jermon McCoy should definitely be in play for the Jets at 44. Now, I don't know how far he's projected to fall. Could he fall all the way to round 3? I don't know. Or is it just like a Will Johnson type of slide from last season, right, with Michigan? So either way, I still feel like if he is on the board for the New York Jets, for the Jets at 44, I would be inclined to pull the trigger there. Just, man, I think he's so good. When he's healthy, like, this sounds crazy, I believe he's a top 5 player in the class. What he showed in 2024, in my personal opinion, at 19 years old, where he was dominant in the SEC, coming off a season where he looked great at Oregon State at 18 years old. I mean, he goes to Tennessee going up against much, much better competition and is getting better, I felt like, by the week. Size, press, off, zone, man, like hip fluidity, length at the position. I think he could just do so many different things. But of course, outside of Jermon McCoy, we have Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. We have Avion Terrell. Denzel Boston, I feel like is definitely worth mentioning, right? If we're at 44, it could just be, an awesome value fit. I don't think us as Jets fans watching this offense over the last handful of seasons, I don't think we could have. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and complain about having a log jam at the wide receiver position. Um, we have Caden McDonald. Again, maybe not the biggest need with Tavondre Sweat. I don't necessarily think he's going to be on the board, if I'm being honest, for the Jets at 44. I mean, the Giants make so much sense. The Bills make a lot of sense. The Raiders make a lot of sense. There's a lot of teams, man. A lot of teams that make sense for Caden McDonald. Zion Young, I have a question about maybe the scheme fit with what the Jets want to do. Cassius Howell kind of feels very, very, very similar to David Bailey and, the Will McDonald archetype. So I don't necessarily think he's going to be in play. Colton Hood and Chase Besantis definitely should be in consideration, right? Colton Hood, very high floor corner, in my opinion, boundary corner who is just hip to hip and press man. Love his attitude, love his mentality, love the production that we saw this past season. And then Chase Besantis, scheme versatile. I mean, to me at least, he feels like a guy who is athletic enough and strong enough to play in either a power-based system or in a zone-based system where you really want your offensive lineman to move. I also think, and this hasn't really been talked about, or at least I haven't seen many people talk about it, but I wonder if he can maybe convert to center. Just throwing it out there, man. I don't know if ESPN's going to have anything about, let's see, is athleticism. Get to the second edge or get to the edge in second level. Yeah, okay, so nothing here, but I'm just throwing it out there. I wonder if Chase Besantis can maybe one day be a center. But either way, if you plug him in at guard, I think he'd be awesome, right? You can probably just stick him at left guard, move Parham over to right guard, and then bounce Tippmann in over to center if you want to play the best five, assuming everybody's healthy. I mean, man, we have Brandon Cisse here who feels like just the prototype for Aaron Glenn's system, has I want to say, top 2 to 3 quickest feet in the entire corner class. I mean, I really can't think of anyone that has quicker feet, like off the top of my head, than Cisse. I mean, he just looks so smooth, man, so smooth. CJ Allen, Jacob Rodriguez, Emmanuel Pregnon. There's a lot of people talking about Keontae Scott. I wonder if Minkah Fitzpatrick is going to be in that type of role, but I don't think that's, obviously an indictment on Keontae Scott as a player. And by the way, hopefully you guys can see and hear me okay. But yeah, we got TJ Parker, Christian Miller, AJ Halsey here. I mean, D'Angelo Pons, he's not listed here. Traden Stukes from Arizona. I don't know why ESPN has him rated so low. But I feel like Stukes can definitely go off the board here within the top 44. I mean, there's some Chris Bell, right? Where does he exactly stand? I don't necessarily know if he's going to be in play for the Jets, but maybe Bell's interesting. I don't want Bell going to the Dolphins. Unfortunately, I do feel like that would actually make a lot of sense. I think Sam Hesh is one of the sleepers in this class. Very underrated career at Kansas State. Actually, real quick before we get this thing going, there is supposedly a lot of buzz surrounding Carson Beck potentially being the pick for the Arizona Cardinals at spot number 34. Let me just make one quick adjustment here. One quick adjustment. Just trying to make sure that everything's on point. So the timer just ran out. We should have Goodell coming up any second here to announce. Yeah, okay. Everything should be good to go here, I believe. We got Eagles fans. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see how this whole thing plays out. So number one, oh, and then by the way, after the Jets pick, not necessarily immediately, um, depending on what happens with the potential trade down and whatnot, we'll see how it plays out. But at some point, I'm going to be ending this and then hopping over with Ryan, Matt, and Green Bean over on the Talking Jets YouTube channel. So that should be a lot of fun to collaborate with those guys. But yeah, who are you guys thinking, man? Who are you guys thinking? K-Det, what's happening? Uh, yeah, Fib, stay away from Beck at 44. We are not selecting him. Absolutely insane. Dude. Valen, you're an absolute madman. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well. You you and the fam. Uh, who do you want, man? I appreciate you. I mean, like always, there's no question here. You're literally just saying what's up. I appreciate you, man. Dude, means the world. Extremely, extremely generous. Um, I don't know what to say. I mean, seeing something like that just it makes me a little a little uncomfortable, right? Like it's just a ton of money, man. I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. But who do you want, man? Who do you want to pick 44, dude? Thanks a ton, man. Um Man, crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, shout out to Valen, man. He keeps it real. He's been a Jet fan for a long time. He's always in the streams hanging out with me and Tyson. Crazy. Dominic, what are your thoughts on Anthony Hill at 44, or is that a reach? For me personally, I think it is a bit of a reach, but if you want to just straight bet on upside and say, hey, we have Demario Davis here, we have Jamie and Sherwood, let's just maybe play Anthony Hill at a maybe diminished role his rookie season, then he can maybe take over, get a bigger role in year two. I do feel like Anthony Hill's someone who's going to need a lot of reps in preseason just to get accustomed to the NFL game. I think he has the speed, but I do feel like there is a little bit of polish that needs to happen with Anthony Hill. But he was amazing back in high school. I remember when he was coming out, like he was just this extremely highly recruited prospect. What Carson to the Jets at 44? Yeah, that is yeah. Valen's the man. Valen's the man. Dude is insane. Dan, I think 44 should be Halsey. Such a tough, smart player. Yeah, it's interesting, man. Oh, and by the way, the San Francisco 49ers are just on the clock. 6 minutes 19 seconds here. So we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. Man, there's so many good players on the board here. And so what I'm going to do is so again, we have, let's see, the 16 players that I have written down. We're going to be slowly but surely crossing them off. And then hopefully by the time the Jets pick at 44, we can maybe secure one of these guys. I got to be honest, man. If it's Carson Beck, I don't know what I'm going to do. I saw Rich Samini talking about Carson Beck earlier. Saw some national reporters saying, hey, keep an eye on Carson Beck. Top half of round 2. I don't know if they're talking about the Jets or what, man, but we're going to see how this whole thing plays out. And like I said at the start, I appreciate everyone hanging out and tuning in. And it's not that I don't like Carson as a player, but I think the second round, I mean, you were passing on a potential starter there. I mean, you can argue Jermon McCoy, Colton Hood, these guys would come in and be the best corner on the team. Man, oh man, I'm starting to get a little nervous here. Yeah, we need a corner. Deep safety class, you can definitely wait. Linebacker or corner would be better. Yeah, I mean, Genesis Smith from Arizona is somebody who I really like. Bud Clark from TCU. Bishop Fitzgerald, maybe late day 3, but I'm trying to think of guys who can maybe step in and play right away. But Bud Clark has a lot of experience. He kind of feels like a third rounder, but yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, yesterday was insane. I didn't expect it to be that maybe chaotic with some of the trades and some of these picks. I mean, like Got to be honest, man. Like Caden Proctor going to the Dolphins at 11 was not seeing that. Jadarian Price at 32. What I think about Carson going to the Jets at 44, the Cardinals, I think it would be a reach, man. To be honest with you, I think Carson has likable traits, but I just don't necessarily see a second round quarterback. It would feel like the stock is inflated. I guess you can maybe argue Arizona makes more sense than the Jets just because, Brissett's holding out. Gardner Minshew's coming off a late season torn ACL. They just drafted Jeremiah Love. I mean, I think if I was a Cardinal fan, I think I would just maybe take a swing on like a Cole Payton or a Juraller on day 3 if it was up to me and just go BPA here at 34. But it's tough. Like right tackle, I don't know what they're going to do. And I don't know what they're going to be doing at quarterback. And it's just kind of in a tough spot for Mike LaFleur here in year 1. Jacob Rodriguez for you, Chief. Got you. Dan, who who are we hoping the Jets get at 44? Man, I gotta be honest. I think so. Jacob Rodriguez, Jermon McCoy, Colton Hood, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, and Avion. Dude, honestly, man, all these guys are kind of in the same tier for me. I think the best player, without a doubt, is Jermon McCoy. I mean, he screams JC Horn to me. Like that's the vibe I get from him. But of course, we have the injuries, and I don't have the medical report. I don't know, how certain teams view him. I do believe that the Jets brought him in for a 30 visit, so they should have a better idea compared to the teams that obviously didn't bring him in for a 30 visit. In Muji's own words, sometimes they bring guys in to look at the medicals. But, dude, I mean, if we go guard Emmanuel Pregnon or Chase Besantis, I think that would just be a smart, granted, maybe be a little bit of a boring pick for sure, but I mean, if you can go out and get a plug-and-play guard at the top of round 2 after getting 2 offensive weapons in Sadiq and Cooper and going with the best player on their board in David Bailey, I mean, I feel like with day 3, by the way, still there, I think that would be very difficult to argue against. CJ Allen, right, one of the most high floor players this entire class, but McNeil Warren feels like a really good fit. Colton Hood feels like a really good fit. Brandon Cisse, if you want to go for maybe he's considered maybe more a little bit of a project compared to Colton Hood or Jermon McCoy, but I appreciate you, man. It's going to be a fun discussion. The pick just came in for the 49ers. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. I'm getting nervous, man. I'm getting nervous. Redflow, what's happening, dude? JC, I like your logo, man. It looks similar to mine. JC, Matt O'Leary, and Green Bean are my favorite creators. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna be hopping on over with them in. Well, we'll see how long it's. We'll see what happens with the Jets pick. After the Jets pick, I'm not gonna immediately end it. Probably gonna hang for another 10, 15 minutes. I don't know if the team's gonna trade back or not, but at least by 9 o'clock, 9:30ish, I'm going to be over on the Talking Jets YouTube channel. So that should be a lot of fun, live hanging out for a little bit. Bud Clark, you'd really like that, Fibs? You're here? Do you mean that you're here hanging in the chat or you're over in Pittsburgh at the actual draft? Dude, if that's the case, man, big ups to you. That's nuts. I would love to go to the draft, man. Rodriguez is a playmaker, man. The forced fumbles all over the place, the interceptions. Dude is a machine. We need a corner. Go linebacker to bolster the front 7. Yeah, linebacker is one of those positions where, DeMario's up there in age. Jamie Sherwood only has 1 more year. Okay, here's the pick. I think it's Curtis Martin who's going to be making our selection tonight. If he falls, yeah. Hoping for a corner. Oh, line depth. Yeah. All right, here we go. 49ers. Whoa. Wow, dude. San Francisco's going Stribling from Ole Miss. I was a little late on Stribling. Early on in the process, when I was watching Shambliss's film, when that whole thing when he could have declared for the NFL draft, I'm like, Stribling's interesting, but I never revisited him. I didn't consider him, for me personally, in the top 50. Man, this is interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think K-Dude's really high on Stribling. ACL. Chief, dude, no, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the kind words, dude. Thanks a lot. Basantis or Pregnon for you, Alex? I don't think you could go wrong with offensive line. I mean, think about how cheap and how high of a ceiling it is if we go offensive line. By the way, is there any sort of static that's coming in on the mic? I noticed that last night. Armand, dude, what's happening, man? Hope you're doing well. Who are you feeling at 44? Who do you think it's going to be? 33. I got to be honest, man. 33, I think for me feels a little high. Okay, picks in for the Arizona Cardinals. This thing could be moving here. We'll see how it goes. I felt like last night's draft, it flew by. It kind of hit a little bit of a lull, like when the Panthers were on the clock and the Cowboys were at pick 20. But I want to say from pick like 10 to 18, it like flew by. Yeah, Stribling, man. Awesome pick. Okay. Okay, got you. Damn, yeah, over Boston. That's a good point. That's a good point. Where's Tyson at? I don't know. I don't know where he's at. I was texting with him a little bit before, earlier on in the day, because he actually called the Sadiq pick at 16. I mean, he was literally talking about that in the season, like during October, November. He's just like, you know what? I wonder if Kenyon Sadiq can make sense with that Colts pick in the late 20s. We end up with him, man. It's nuts. Is he coming out, or are we going to commercial here? And then also, by the way, just Mike's good, no static. Okay, awesome. Yeah, last night I noticed it was a little staticky. I think it's just because I'm sitting a little bit closer. Don't spoil the picks. I'm trying to get these live reactions. David, what's happening, man? Squill, what's up? All right, Cardinals pick. No. Okay, Chase Basantis. He's gone. Damn, he would have been awesome for the Jets. Not gonna lie. Let's cross him off. This is objectively a really good pick for the Arizona Cardinals, right? Paris Johnson at left tackle. They brought in Siamalu, which is honestly one of my favorite signings of the entire free agency period. Now you're locking in Basantis. Scheme versatile, hardworking, tough, strong, can move. We talked about it a little bit before. I feel like maybe, well, with Arizona, I'm not really sure, but I feel like he does have some positional versatility as far as maybe playing some center at the next level. I think he moves that well, while also, presenting enough power and strength. So you have those three pillars there on the offensive line. I wonder what the Cardinals are going to be doing at quarterback. Garrett Nussmeier, Carson Beck. Whew, man. Okay, so the Bills here are on the clock at 35. Then we have the Las Vegas Raiders. So this is really good, actually, that Stribling went at 33. If we want, some of these guys here. You think that the Bills take Boston? Yeah, that's who my brother wants, man. Yeah. Basantis, yep. Thinking Caden McDonald, that makes a lot of sense. Dude, Cassius Howell, I think, makes a lot of sense. And by the way, did you guys want the best available on the screen, or do you just want full screen? It's up to you guys, whatever you guys want to do. Do you think the Bills will go Rodriguez here? My guess is no, right? They have Bernard, they have Dorian Williams. Picks in for Buffalo. I'm going to say it's going to be Caden McDonald would be my guess. Man, ES. Oh, never mind, never mind. This is just best offensive line. I saw Logan Jones with number 3. I'm like, what? Logan Jones is the third best player on the board? Whew. You know who's on the board too is Lee Hunter. Zion Young, CJ Allen. Who do you want us to pick at 44? Honestly, man, I'm cool with so many players. Colton Hood, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Jermon McCoy's my guy. If the medicals check out, Jacob Rodriguez, I love J Rod, man. CJ Allen, Avion Terrell, I think would be a sleeper. Christian Miller, talk about a blue collar SEC just production. One of the few defensive tackles, in my opinion, that has pass rush upside. Okay. Let's see. No commercials too, by the way, so far, which is cool. Who are the Bills going to go with? Boston, McDonald's. Do they go Cassius Howell and edge rusher? 3-4 defense now with Leonard. Oh, TJ Parker's going to the Bills, man. Talk about value. Go back and look at where TJ Parker was mocked before the season. Top 3 pick. Man, dude, TJ Parker is one of those guys that I felt like would have made a ton of sense for the Patriots at the bottom of round 1 because he's a high floor, scheme versatile, run defender, edge setter, tons of strength, has flashed the pass rush, but hasn't been consistent enough. Damn it, dude. I mean, I don't know why I'm trying to. I don't know why I was like convincing myself that the Bills were not going to get like an impactful piece, but if I was a Bills fan, I couldn't argue with the pick. I think I maybe would have went with Caden McDonald, but TJ Parker is a quality player that should have been, in my opinion, a first rounder. Okay, so Raiders on the clock here, then the Giants, then the Texans at 38. Whew. By the way, did you guys see that supposedly the Giants are talking trade alert. Raiders are trading the pick to Houston. Okay, so what? Houston's coming up. Houston is jumping the Giants. They went with Rutledge. They went with Keelan Rutledge in round 1. I bet you this pick is going to be Caden McDonald here to jump the Giants, right? The Giants just lost Dexter Lawrence. They struggled last season to stop the run anyway. I think it's going to be Caden McDonald. Maybe I look like an idiot in 5 minutes, but I think my guess is Caden McDonald here for Houston. I don't see why you would trade up 2 spots. And granted, I don't know what they gave up, but 2 spots specifically with the Giants, unless you're going interior defensive line. Parker against Fashanu. Yeah, I mean, the one thing. And I was talking to my brother about this last night. Picks in for Houston, but we are on commercial. I gotta actually mute it. The one thing, dude, the Raiders got 91. So the Raiders move back 2 spots. They go from 36 to 38, and they get pick 91 for 117. Dude, that's really, really, really good value, man, for the Raiders. I mean, there's still so many. This is one of the beauties of being a team with a lot of holes is you can, maneuver around the draft, trade back a handful of spots, get some stuff for the future, keep it moving, and still draft the players that you want and guys that you feel like can fit. But Houston, I think, again, maybe I look like an idiot here in 5 minutes, but I think I'm 95% sure it's going to be Caden McDonald. No sense to jump to literally give up pick 91 to jump the Giants for anything other than an interior defensive lineman because they brought in Smith, Ariante Ursary, a tackle. I think they're okay there. Wide receiver, they're fine. They signed Reed Blankenship. They're fine in the back end. Corner, they're solid. Linebacker, like, yeah, this to me is going to be interior defensive line. Yeah, he's at work, man. He's at work. And I appreciate you guys showing him love, man. It's kind of a fun tradition, and he moves like an hour south, so we don't really get to see each other that much. So we kind of had this plan for a long time. So and it's funny too because it's what's funny about Dave is he loves to argue, right? Like he was a political science major in college, and like he loves debating. He loves going back and forth. He always thinks he's right. So when me and him disagree, it's always fun. We didn't really get into it that much last night, but um, yeah, he's fun to have conversations with. All right, picks in for Houston. I got to get a tissue here in a second. McNeil Warren, yeah, Denzel Boston for Houston. I mean, they have Nico Collins there. They double dipped with both Iowa State wide receivers, with Higgins and who was it, Hutch. But I don't. Oh, you know what, K dude, that is a good point because the Giants didn't go with a wide receiver, in the first round. So that actually could happen, man. Yeah, yeah. I would risk it for McCoy if it wasn't, if not for the injury concerns. Okay, here we go. Caden McDonald. You're kind of this is good for for fans that don't like the Giants. This is a sweet pick. I honestly, in my mock draft, I had Caden McDonald going to Houston in round 1. Okay, so we're crossing Caden off the list. Um, what's an underrated need though for the Giants here? I would honestly argue it's a bigger need than wide receiver is corner because they lost Cordell Flop. I don't feel like they have a true number 1 on that roster. I wonder if they can maybe take one of the 2 Tennessee corners here. They're paying Holland a lot of money. I don't know if they would take McNeil Warren. We'll see. We'll see. Rolling. Cool. Love you. Um, bro, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. ESPN screen is spoiling the picks. Let's see. Is it? Okay, so Giants are on the clock. Yeah, I could always get rid of it, man. I could always do that, or let me see if I can maybe. Oh, you know what I could probably do? I can maybe do where is it showing it? Right here, if the picks are coming up. I can maybe do this and just kind of scroll it down a little if that looks better for you guys. But then again, Caden McDonald's still here. So I don't know if this is actually updating. Let me see. Okay, maybe I'll keep it like right here. Does that work with you guys? Can you go full screen? Like this? Yeah, I just don't want it to be too boring for you guys. Yeah, we'll see here, man. I mean, the Giants, well, on my screen on ESPN, it still says that the Houston pick is in. So I don't know if the Giants are still on the clock, if they could potentially trade down. But I think my guess would either be Lee Hunter, Colton Hood, Jermon McCoy, Denzel Boston would be my guess. One of those. Oh, picks in for New York here. Oh, Man, dude, we're getting freaking close. We're getting close, man. And actually, you know what? I'm not gonna jinx anything here. Um oh, let me cross off TJ Parker. This is what I got. So Colin Hood, Jamal McCoy, Emmanuel Pregnon, Christian Miller, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, CJ Allen, Jacob Rodriguez, Denzel Boston, Avion Terrell, Traden Stukes, Pons, Cisse, AJ Halsey. Oh, dude, you know what? It's cool that Caden McDonald stuck it out and attended in round two. I know that's a tough thing for the you know for these guys to do. Oh man, I get that it's pick 44, man, but I still get nervous, bro. It's not, man. It's not. It's not. My handwriting is horrible. Yeah, it looks like a toddler, like a 4-year-old wrote this, and it's embarrassing, like writing cards and stuff, dude. Like birthday cards or you know, God, anniversary cards. It's like I'm writing it. It looks like I'm giving my girlfriend like something that like a 10-year-old wrote. Okay, who are the Giants gonna pick? Who do you guys got? Yeah, your your handwriting sucks too. Yeah, Lauren. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Give Dart some weapons. Can't argue with that. Is there a this is a good question, Chief. Is there a possibility that we go with someone like Zion Young since Kingsley is on a 1 year? That's a really, really interesting question. I kind of view Zion Young as that hand in the dirt, 4-3 edge setting run stopper. So if you maybe feel comfortable, I mean, he has size and he has power. All right, here's the Giants pick. I mean, so who actually hold on, here we go. No, Colton Hood's gone. Damn. Bro, the Giants are drafting my favorite players. Dude, Colton Hood has the coolest celebration on this highlights. I bet you they'll show it. He just flips. He does this like he's putting on a hood. It's cool, man. Damn, dude. All right, let's cross them off. See, I can't get connected to these. I can't get connected to the prospects before the draft, man. Oh yeah, there he goes. He did it. Boston, yeah, yeah. No, 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 Lauren. Absolutely not. Never. I'll root for some of their players. And I respect John Harbaugh as a coach, but I will never, never, never root for the New York Giants. By the way, supposedly there's Kayvon Thibodeau trade talks with the Saints, and the Saints here are picking up pretty soon. If it was me, I would not trade a second round pick for Kayvon Thibodeau. I think you could get him for less, but sorry, my brother is texting me about TJ Parker. Okay, Raiders picks in. I don't know if he's going to be coming out walking, but uh after this pick here, yeah, bro, yeah. Um I feel you, man. I just don't like the Giants. I just can't get into them because all these other historic teams, man, like I don't know. I just kind of feel like there's this like air about them that I don't know. Like I get their all-time, historical team and one of the most successful franchises in history, but over the last 10, 15 years or 10ish years, it's okay. Raiders pick. After this pick, we're gonna go through these players. I'll pull the best available back up, and I appreciate 400 people, man. Thanks so much for hanging out. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, dude, I'll be pumped. I'll be pumped. Here we go, Raiders. Trading Sooks, safety, big nickel from Arizona. Someone who is a major, major, major riser. Okay, let's cross them off. Okay, so we got the Cleveland Browns here, pick 39. Chiefs at 40. Saints, or sorry, Bengals, Saints, Dolphins, Jets. Dude, Traden Sooks, man, has the athletic profile. Like, if he's developed, he could turn into a Nick Emanwari type of player. But I do think he needs maybe a little bit more more reps and everything like that. But with the new coaching staff coming in, he's going to the Raiders. This is actually a really, really good landing spot for him. Although I will say, didn't they picked up Taron Johnson, who I mean is really impressive in the slot. So yeah, it should be interesting, man. I mean, the fact of the matter is you have to be able to guard in 2x2 sets. It's Browns picks in. I got to get a tissue. If they go to commercial, I got to get a tissue. Oh, man. Okay, so the Browns, my guess with Cleveland would be Pawns. Slot corner is a need for them. Or, dude, honestly, man, Cleveland might just say, screw it. Let's just go with the big wide receiver and go Denzel Boston. And just bring KC and Boston in with Spencer Fano. Mendoza going to be Andrew Luck. Yeah, they got. I mean, they weren't ever going to fix the offensive line in one shoot, but Colt Miller, I still think is an above average tackle. They paid Linderbaum a ton. Um, they have a high third. I believe they have the second pick in the third round. Second pick in the third round, and then Buffalo, unfortunately, because of the Keldrick Falk trade, back end of round one, Buffalo moved out. So Buffalo is the first pick, I believe, at the top of round 4. Then the Raiders, they can get a guard there. Speaking of guards, dude, Pregnon still on the board. Oh man, dude, Kansas City is another team that could go corner. Miami, I don't think they'll go corner because they traded up for Chris Johnson. I bet you Miami's probably hoping for Denzel Boston. So so let's just quickly read off some names here. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Jermon McCoy, Avion Terrell. Terrell could actually be in play here for the Browns. View him as a slot only player that could occasionally bounce out to the outside. CJ Allen and Jacob Rodriguez still on the clock. Again, Denzel Boston, Brandon Cisse, D'Angelo Pons, AJ Halsey, Emmanuel Pregnon, Christian Miller. All right, I gotta grab a tissue real quick. I'll be right back. We're good. We got the tissues. Let's freaking go. All right. So Browns picks in. Still commercial here. I can't believe Zion Young's still available. You know where Zion Young can actually make a lot of sense is Cincinnati to replace, ironically enough, Joseph Osai. Third edge rusher behind Boye Mafe and Shamar Stewart. Rodriguez would be nice along Bailey. Bro, dude, that would be insane. That'd be insane. Dude, the internet went out. And Denzel Boston was the pick. I just turned the TV, so my TV's connected to the internet. Denzel Boston goes to Cleveland. R. Mason Thomas goes to the Chiefs. Dude, I can't believe the internet just went out randomly like that. It never happens. It did the same exact thing yesterday. Gosh, sorry about that. I appreciate you guys, man. Damn, dude, 300 people in here. The screen was just black for like okay. Armand, chill. Yeah, hopefully we're all good. I don't know what happened there. I just literally everything just shut down. But I reset the internet, so hopefully we're all good, man. I'll pull up the best available here. We'll cross off some names. So Denzel Boston is gone. R. Mace Thomas is gone. Pick 41 for the Bengals. I think they'll go edge rusher, but hopefully I'm all synced up. Let's see. Okay, so the Bengals pick just came in. Let's see. Share screen. I appreciate you guys, man. Damn. That was crazy. Okay. Bengals 41, Saints 42, Miami Dolphins 43. Jets 44. Okay, dude. 41, 42. So 3 players here. Dude, we can go in so many different directions. It's going to be insane. Dude, Terps. 100% right, man. 100% right. Board is falling great. Yup. Okay, dude. Bengals pick. Oh, Cassius Howell. Going to Cincinnati. I'll take it. I'll take it. That works well for us. Similar to David Bailey, right? SEC Player of the Year. Super short arms, but extremely fast off the edge, and the production was crazy. Cassius Howell could be that guy because I'm expecting Cincinnati to get back to like being like a really good team this upcoming season. He could be that guy that just is a closer on third downs against, the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons of the world, the Geno Smiths. Oh, man, let's freaking go. The board is playing out really, really nicely for us, man. But, K, dude, I appreciate you, bro. Thanks a ton. Do the Browns secretly follow me on Twitter? What's taking all my guys? It's bad enough they took Schlesinger last year. Dude, good point. What's so funny is, like as a fan, like you're trying to it's fun to like look at general managers' tendencies. So maybe you and Andrew Berry just value the same things. Yeah, dude. Chiefs got they got some dudes, man. Mansour Delane. Pick's in for the Saints. Pick is in for the Saints. We got the Dolphins, dude. We got the Jets coming up, man, at 44. I'm fired up, dude. There's so many players that we can go. But honestly, it's starting to make me a little bit. I mean, we'll see what happens here with the Saints because they need a corner, but it's making me a little nervous with the whole Jermon McCoy thing. But dude, if he's on the board, oh my gosh, like it would be tough to pass that up. Dude, we could trade back, man. We could trade back. It does make a lot of sense. Christian Miller, New Orleans Saints. He was on the list. Let's cross him off. Okay, where are we at with this? Okay, yeah, so I'll put it like this. If that works with you guys, or again, I can go full screen, whatever you guys want to do. Totally, Chief, totally. Yes, sir. Christian Miller, draft board's panning out. Let's freaking go. Rodriguez or CJ Allen. I'm cool with both of those guys. So Miami went. So Miami is swapping to going from a 3-4 to a 4-3 with Jeff Hafley. I wonder if the Dolphins can go Zion Young here with Boston off the board. Pons, Jermon McCoy. Who do I want the Jets to pick? Dude, this is freaking. Oh my. Dude, Emmanuel McNeil Warren is here on the. Actually, you know what? I could see McNeil Warren going to the Dolphins too, with Hafley being a DB or background in defensive background. Or defensive background, I should say. Okay, so 2 minutes, 39 seconds left for the Dolphins pick. This is going to be nuts, man. Dude, could you imagine Jacob Rodriguez and David Bailey coming to the Jets, dude, to fix this defense? How cool would that be? Okay, let's see. So I'm talking to Ryan right now, Jets Talk 24/7 through Twitter. That's the hold on. That was the dryer. For some reason I can't disable that noise. Yeah, AJ Halsey still on the board. How about the lineman from Oregon, dude? Emmanuel Pregnon would not be mad at that whatsoever. Yeah, Toledo safety, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Lauren, no, I haven't. I haven't really, checked any of that stuff out. Jacob Rodriguez, please. Dude, Rodriguez learning from Demario Davis would be freaking sick. Do the Dolphins need a linebacker? Because really, we just got to get through this pick, and then boom, we're on the board at 44. I guess they do. I mean, the Dolphins kind of feel like they need. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful here, but I do feel like the Dolphins have just a ton of needs. Offensive line, wide receiver, um, you know, running back, I think they're fine, but they need edge rushers. Hold on. Sorry about that dryer. Yeah, they need edge rushers. They need interior defensive linemen, linebackers. They did pick Chris Johnson at corner, but I feel like they need more than one. Jermon McCoy, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Dude, I mean, we're going to be getting a stud at 44, man. I'm freaking fired up. Or, you know what? I wonder if we do trade back. Because if we move back, well, actually, here's the maybe there would be a situation, and by the way, we're just at commercial here. Maybe there would be a situation where the Jets would move back from 44 and we get but we're doing a pick swap where we gain a third but we give a fourth. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what the Raiders did with Houston. I'm totally fine trading back here. There are multiple players on the board. Even if we just get even if it's for a fifth round or a sixth rounder or something, I'm totally fine with the Jets trading back. I mean, Jacob Rodriguez, CJ Allen, Avion Terrell, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Emmanuel Pregnon, Jermon McCoy, AJ Halsey, D'Angelo Pons, Brandon Cisse. That's 9 players that I'm totally cool with. Schefter. Jermon McCoy injury. Dolphins picks in. Okay, so Schefter's reporting that teams are a little freaked out about, even though he's good to go right now, teams are freaked out about him long term, which is a similar. I mean, I don't want to say it's the exact same thing with Will Johnson, but that was why Will Johnson fell last year. Where did Johnson go to? I think he was like 43, I believe, to Arizona. 44. Dolphins pick. Oh no, dude. Jacob Rodriguez is going to the freaking Dolphins. Dude. Good pick, Miami. Good pick, Miami. Jets. Did the Jets just trade back? Jets trade to the Lions. Jets trade 44 to the Lions for pick 50 and 128. What a freaking steal, dude. If that's true and you're not trolling, that is a steal. So let's count the players again, right? But also, who would the Lions be coming up for? Zion Young. Zion Young will be my call with Detroit, or maybe Gabe Akis. If the Lions are coming up to 44 and they don't want to wait until pick 50, I mean, you got Baltimore at 45, Tampa at 46. They won't go edge. My guess is Detroit wants an instant impact edge rusher. Oh, shoot. Trade alert. Trade alert. Smart trade, Muji. Smart trade. Now, okay, now here's the. Okay, now here's where we have to really start counting down these players. So who just went? Jacob Rodriguez. We'll cross him off. Yeah, I think the Lions will be going edge. There was so much buzz with them going Keldrick Falk or having interest in Keldrick Falk and Mesidor in round one. They go O line. I think they come back here and get Hutchinson some help. Ooh, Derek Moore from Michigan, one of my favorite players in this entire class. It's interesting to see him go. I thought it was kind of crazy. I had him in my top 50, but I didn't see Derek Moore in anybody else's top 50. I was kind of like, like I wonder how people are gonna maybe look at this. But Derek Moore, I feel like, is one of the highest floor players in the class. He can play in a 4-3, 3-4, rush from a stand-up, good against the run, powerful player. But the concern is you kind of don't. Well, a lot of people don't really feel like there's a lot of moves there, and he does win with power. He's a bull rush type of player. But this is a good pick for Detroit, man, because I don't necessarily need the other defensive end to be this pass rush, Cassius Howell type of edge rusher. Hutchinson is there, right? Ali McNeil on the inside. I think it's just really about getting a consistent edge setter opposite of Hutch, and Derek Moore could be that guy. So wow, they traded up from 50 to make that happen. Although Derek Moore does fit the Jesse Minter defense, so. And then R. Mason Thomas is gone too. I gotta mute it. Man, this is crazy, bro. Over 650 people. Shout out to all you guys, man. This is so much fun. This is my favorite time of the year. Wait, ESPN notification. Jets move back 50. Oh, okay. List the 6 players. Okay, so the Lions picks in Derek Moore. I didn't really think he was going to be in consideration for the Jets, so we have to go 45 Ravens, 46 Bucks, 47 Colts, a couple other picks, but let's try to name them. So Brandon Cisse, Avion Terrell, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Jermon McCoy, Emmanuel Pregnon, AJ Halsey, D'Angelo Pons. Did I say Cisse? I think I did. So six players here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, you know who's still on the board is CJ Allen. CJ Allen could be interesting. Man, who's picking behind the Colts, dude? I gotta swap over to the NFL Network. Okay, Baltimore. I guess I could just do it this. Okay, so Bucks, Colts, Falcons. Falcons could be a prime spot for. Dude, imagine if the Falcons go with Avion Terrell, AJ's brother. That'd be crazy. Vikings at 17. Vikings at 17. Oh, dude. The Vikings are going to go. I bet you the Vikings will go Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Colts could go CJ out. Dude. Well, all right, we'll do a quick mini mock. Baltimore went Vega in round 1. So R. Mason Thomas is gone. Cassius Howell is gone. They could go Gabe Akis. I don't think there's a wide receiver at this point we're taking. Derek Moore is gone. Oh, Zion Young is still on the board. I could see Baltimore going edge. Eli Stowers maybe for Baltimore. Yeah, and by the way, I have the TV muted just because it's commercial. Well, all right, so I'm gonna go either Eli Stowers for Baltimore or tight end from Vanderbilt or an edge rusher, either Gabe Akis or Zion Young. Tampa Bay Bucks. They also need a tight end. They could also go with Stowers, but they also need a linebacker. So they went Bain at 15, which is honestly what a steal. I was talking to someone at the grocery store about that today. Colts. Yeah, Colts could go CJ Allen. Dude, if man, McNeil Warren would be just sick, dude. McNeil Warren at pick 50. Who's at 48? I don't want to scroll up and get the pick spoiled. So Mel Kiper was just talking about how McNeil Warren's a box safety. I think McNeil Warren has enough athletic traits to play from depth, to be like that middle field safety. Yeah, I don't. I feel like McNeil Warren's pretty damn versatile. 40 at Atlanta. Yeah. Don't spoil the picks. Don't spoil the picks. Dude, Atlanta could go Brandon Cisse, Avion Terrell, Jermon McCoy. I think Atlanta's for sure going corner. I think these three spots, tight end, linebacker, and well, not linebacker for Baltimore, tight end, edge. Tight end or edge for Baltimore, tight end or linebacker for Tampa Bay, Indianapolis, linebacker or wide receiver. Chris Brazzell potentially for Indianapolis. All right, we'll see. Baltimore pick. I'll die in the DB Hill. Man, Jermon McCoy. All right, here we go. Zion Young. Okay, edge rusher going to Baltimore. So Tampa, I think, is either Eli Stowers, CJ Allen. Dude, Tampa needs a linebacker bad. You know, Baltimore's class, Vega and Young, feel very high floor, steady NFL pro players. RBS, dude, I appreciate that. The super chat, man. Thanks so much. At pick 50, Jermah would be a home run worth the risk. I would do that, dude. If he's healthy, man, Jermon McCoy. And look, I might be a little high on him. I get that, but to me, he's the top 5 player in this. Like what he showed in 2024. I mean, the Colts don't need a corner. Oh, dude, Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta could take him. But dude, Avion Terrell, I honestly would have considered Avion Terrell at pick 33. I figured he was going to drop to round 2 because of the slow 40 time and the size, but thoughts on Pons? The dude is a beast, man. I don't want to make the same mistake that Pete Carroll made with DJ Reed, but I kind of feel like he's going to be a slot-only player. But it's so funny seeing his pro comparison being Aaron Glenn. Okay, Bucks picks in. I'm going to go, again, CJ Allen, linebacker, Eli Stowers, tight end. Oh, here it is. Rondé Barber was awesome. Can't risk it with McCoy. Well, we have extra picks, so Ooh, it's a good comparison. Tampa. Ooh, Josiah Trotter from Missouri. Dude, CJ Allen for me was my third linebacker in the class behind Rodriguez and Styles and Reese, if you want to put him in that, in that bucket. But dude, Trotter's, I thought he had a really, really good season. But him and CJ Allen have actually a lot of similarities with them being able to shed blocks and being good against the run. Dude, Tampa getting some upgrades at on the defense, man. Ruben Bain and Trotter. Dude, if you're a Bucks fan, I really like their second round last season. Jason Light he's a beast. I was talking to my buddy Jordan about that today, man. He loves Light. All right, Colts 47, Falcons 48, Vikings 49, Jets at 50. And by the way, dude, we picked up another, if the math is right, fourth round pick. What was it, 125 or something? Trotter's a big hitter, right? He is, but he's not the big. Oh shoot, trade. Colts are trading to Pittsburgh. Carson Beck picks in for Pittsburgh. Quarterback. What do they do? Oh, you know what they might do? Wide receiver, because they try to go out and get Micaiah Lemon yesterday. And there was that whole mix up with the Eagles coming in and, get right right in front of Pittsburgh, the in-state rivals, right? So I wonder who they can go. Chris Brazzell might feel a little redundant with Michael Pittman and DK on the roster. I figure more of a slot shiftier guy. They lost Calvin Austin in free agency. Dude, I think Pittsburgh's defense is so good. Pittsburgh's defense is just loaded, man. It's loaded. Maybe the Steelers go CJ Allen, right? Because I know there were some Patrick Queen trade talks. We'll see. Well, dude, the thing is here. So Jalen Ramsey, Elliott. Dude, I forgot McNeil Warren's on the board. Let's go. Pittsburgh. Jeremy Bernard. Okay, wide receiver. Interesting selection, man. Bernard, if DK and Michael Pittman and Freiermuth are going to be getting a lot of the attention in the passing game, I wonder if Bernard can work a lot of underneath routes one-on-one and just make those kind of steady, like move the chains types of plays. But I'll tell you what, man, the Pittsburgh Steelers are absolutely fantastic when it comes to drafting wide receivers. I mean, just go down the list, man. Plex, Santonio Holmes, Antonio Brown, man, Emmanuel Sanders, Martavis Bryant. I loved him back at Clemson. Hines Ward, of course. Mike Wallace, dude. Even though I think of Mike Wallace more as a Dolphin, but George Pickens, Juju Smith-Schuster. Dude, the Steelers, man, they know what they're doing when it comes to drafting wide receivers. All right, pick 48, Atlanta Falcons, 3 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. Let's play the game, right? So we really need to feel good about 3 players. Avion Terrell, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Emmanuel Pregnon, Jermon McCoy, AJ Halsey, D'Angelo Pons, Brandon Cisse. I don't know if I said Avion Terrell already, but Dude, you know what? Honestly, dude, the craziest pick of this class so far, or this round, I think was Stribling. I think it was Stribling. Antonio Brown, yeah. Um, dude, I know, man. I'm pissed about it. I mean, actually, never mind. I was gonna say maybe the Jets move up to 48, but the picks in for Atlanta, dude. If they get Avion Terrell, that might be one of the coolest like stories coming out of the draft. They need a corner. Jeff Ulbricht's there. He's developed corners. He's worked with DJ Reed, who is a smaller corner who worked on the outside. Avion Terrell can play on the outside or the inside. Hopefully, I'm not lagging here. Um, man, shout out to everyone hanging. Really, really appreciate you guys. Yeah, we could just quickly do a refresh of the big board. Okay, Falcons picks in. So this is what we're looking at. Okay, Jermon McCoy, EMW, Avion Terrell. I think Stowers is probably a no-go for the for the Jets at this point. Cisse, Zachariah Branch, that could have been interesting for Pittsburgh. Yeah, CJ Allen, Pregnon. Pregnon's one of the highest floor, like ready to go guards in this entire class, in my opinion. I don't know how high of a ceiling he has, but I think he's good to go right now. Jake Golday is interesting. The size 6'5", 240 is an interesting because he killed the combine. Yeah, Jake Golday is. I wonder if the Jets could actually go down that route. Let me just look something up real quick. How many years of experience did Golday have as a starter? And by the way, we're at commercial. The Falcons pick is in. But I'll say this, man. I can't find it. If we go with a linebacker, I feel like it does make a lot of sense for New York to maybe grab one of these guys and stash him behind Demario Davis and Jamie. I mean, he would play obviously in a role, but ultimately would take over as the starter. But I mean, talk about just having time to sit, good mentors in the building. But, I don't know if the Jets are full on into the win now, mode. So, all right, Avion Terrell, Jermon McCoy, McNeil Warren. My guess here, Atlanta probably goes either McCoy, Terrell, or Cisse. Or Pons. I think they go corner, and then the Vikings probably go with McNeil Warren to replace Harrison Smith. Pregnon. Yeah, Golday's good. Yeah, dude, they did shorten the time. CJ Allen's good, man. CJ Allen is good. All right, pick for the Falcons. Here we go, man. Here we go. Avion Terrell going to the Falcons. Damn, dude. That's like objectively sick. Like that's got to be awesome, man. That's going to be really, really cool. That's got to be really cool, man. I'm just going to mute myself real quick. Wow, dude, Avion Terrell in the Jeff Ulbrich system. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if they're gonna play him on the outside a little bit, just like DJ Reed. Yeah, we had the Williams brothers. Yeah, yeah, really, really cool. Yeah, Clemson guys. Nick, you think we moved down again? Yeah, I'm kind of getting to the point where I might just take my guy. I think I might. Well, I guess it depends on the offer. Actually, you know what? Nah, I think I would just stick and pick. We scooped up another fourth. We have the two fourths already, so now we've added a third. I think I don't necessarily unless we're getting a 2027 pick. Um, I think I'm okay just sitting here. Man, I didn't think Terrell was gonna fall this far. This is gonna be insane, dude. Trade alert! Trade alert! Damn, dude. Well, hold on. If it's the Vikings trading down or the Jets trading down, Vikings trading down. Vikings trade the pick to Carolina. Corner for Carolina would be my guess. They want to jump because Carolina was at 51. Carolina probably wants to jump the Jets for corner. They really need a slot corner. Could they go D'Angelo Pons right now? Actually, you know what? Carolina also needs a safety. Carolina could go McNeil Warren too. Man, this is gonna be crazy. Who do you guys got, man? Dude, over 800 people, man. Shout out to all you guys hanging. This is crazy. Yeah, Carolina trades up. Yeah, I'll gosh, dude, I'll say Carolina probably goes corner. I don't think they'll go like guard. They're fine. So Pregnon, I think, should be on the board for the Jets at 50 if you like him. Panthers. Ooh, Lee Hunter going to Carolina. Great fit in Avera's defense as the nose. Dude, Carolina's they're building. They have a dude. If they're healthy, man, they have a squad. The NFC South's on the uptick. Uh, Atlanta, I'm not 100% sure, but all right. I don't know if man, I don't know if I should look at the chat. I don't want to see any spoilers. Because if you guys are getting the trade updates like a good 15, 20 seconds before me. All right, let me just check the chat one last time real quick. Why do they jump us for a DT? I don't know, man. I don't know. McNeil, please. JC, you're good. Oh man. All right, so here we go. By the way, I'm gonna film the reaction video. Adam, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. Me and my son Roman are big fans. Well, shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to Roman. I appreciate the support and the kind words. Keep the passion. It's never going away, dude. It's never going to go away. You know, the one thing that I'm always seeing too with the Jets, it's like I get that the losing sucks. Believe me, I get that the losing sucks, but you know what? It's going to make winning so much better. I feel like winning, if you just pick a good team outright, it's maybe not as sweet if you're kind of at the bottom for a little bit, and we've been at the bottom for too long. Um, so when we turn this thing around, man, like when we get back to the playoffs, it's gonna be so fun, so cool. Food's gonna taste better. We're all gonna be sleeping better. Just less. It's gonna be sick, man. I for all the new or the younger Jets fans that have fell in love with the team over the last 10 years, and you're like, dude, what the hell was I thinking? Teams turned around. I mean, look at Detroit. Detroit was awful my entire life up until they had like a couple years, but it wasn't really until Dan Campbell. Buffalo. I mean, growing up, it was just like they were finishing third or fourth. Picks in for the Jets. Pick is in for the New York Jets, man. And we're at commercial right now. So is it going to be Jermon McCoy? Is it going to be Cisse? Is it going to be Emmanuel Pregnon? Who else we got here? Dude, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren would be awesome. CJ Allen would be really cool. Oh, shoot. Let me scroll down and make sure that this is not spoiling anything. Actually, you know what? I'll just pop it out. Oh, man. I can't look at the chat. I can't look at the chat. I'm not trying to be spoiled by any sort of picks here, man. Let me cross Terrell's name off the board. Jermon McCoy, McNeil-Warren, Emmanuel Pregnon, CJ Allen, AJ Halsey, Brandon Cisse, D'Angelo Pons. I'm cool with all those guys. I think all those guys make sense. All those guys fit the Jets defense. Or defensive scheme, offensive scheme. Even though I didn't even though only one offensive player's mentioned here, and it's at guard. All right, here we go. I might have to let my cat in. All right. Oof. Man, I want to see your guys' predictions, but I'm not trying to see the pick get spoiled, man. There's something about just seeing the pick just raw pop up on the screen and instant reaction. Dude, if we get Jermon McCoy pick 50, that would be freaking nuts, man. It'd be crazy. After picking up the extra 4th round pick, dude, tomorrow's gonna be awesome, man. Tomorrow's gonna be sick. All right, here we go. Picks in. Curtis Martin, Jermon McCoy, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, Emmanuel Pregnon, CJ Allen, Brandon Cisse, D'Angelo Pons, AJ Halsey. I'm cool with all those guys. Here we go. Let's see who it's going to be. We picked up that extra 4th. We got Curtis Martin here. The legend, man. One of my favorites. Curtis is a class act, man. He's a class act. One of the best watches. Oh, let's go. D'Angelo Pons, man. Pro comparison. Aaron freaking Glenn. Aaron Glenn, man. Reuniting with his boy Omar Cooper. Let's lock down this defense, man. This might sound a little crazy, but if D'Angelo Pons was 2 inches taller, 5'10", 5'11", he would have been easily a first-round pick. We move back to 50, get Pons, who, I wonder what the deployment is going to be here, man, because he feels like he's just – I mean, the whole height thing aside, he feels like such an Aaron Glenn type of player, right? Physical, gritty, not afraid of contact, being the smaller guy here, right? Kind of feels undersized and plays with a chip on his shoulder. Let's freaking go, man. I wonder if the Jets will maybe play him a little bit on the outside, right? And we were talking, so I'm live streaming right now, and one mistake I don't necessarily want to fall into is the Pete Carroll DJ Reed experiment, right? Where they looked at DJ Reed and said, "You're only a slot." Saleh takes him over and San Francisco made that mistake. Pete Carroll brings him in, they push him out to the outside, and all of a sudden he's amazing. He turns his entire career around. I don't know what the exact plan with Pons is going to be, but man, we just got a versatile corner who I believe he can hang on the outside. Maybe not as an every down outside boundary corner, but inside to work outside. Honestly, super similar to Jarvis Brownlee. I think Pons has upside as well in the running game, man. D'Angelo Pons, welcome to the squad, bro. Welcome to the squad. So we got David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper, Pons, 2 defense, 2 offense. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's go. How you guys feeling, man? I honestly cannot believe that we passed on McNeil Warren. I had a feeling it was going to be one of those guys that we mentioned. And dude, I'm pumped with Pons. This Jermon McCoy injury must be serious here. I mean, we've had multiple. I mean, I guess you could go here to Minnesota, but we've had multiple cornerback needy teams pass. And in my opinion, McCoy, his 2024 tape is awesome. Flat out awesome, dude. I think if Jermon McCoy's healthy, we said it at the start of the stream. Here's the Vikings pick. He reminds me of J.C. Horn, dude. Whoa, Jake Golday going to Minnesota. Honestly, Jake Golday would have made a lot of sense for Indianapolis. CJ Allen has fallen too. Whew, man, D'Angelo Pons. So how are we feeling about this? Need to replace Quincy. I hate to pick Lob City. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, at the end of it, 2 inches is like this big, dude. Like, you know what? Let's pull up D'Angelo Pons combine for a second. And I got to make a thumbnail. And let's look at the vertical jump. I for some reason I can't remember if D'Angelo Pons had a good vert. Oh, come on. Where is it? Where is it? Because if Pons has a good vert, man, I don't think the size is going to be as big of a deal. Okay, let's see. Remove this. Mute that. Share my screen. Oh, actually, I got to pull it up first. D'Angelo Pons combine numbers. Oh my God, dude, 43.5. Great number. Great number for D'Angelo Pons, man. I don't think the size is going to be that big. I mean, I think it will play a part, but I don't think it's like, to the point where he looks so small in the field. And I saw the comparison before Buster Screen. Let's see. Loses ground of physical wide receivers at the top of the route. I would agree with that. Lack of length. I guess if you're projecting, but I didn't really feel like it popped up that much. Drag down tackler. I mean, there's so many corners that have this, as a concern. It's not really the biggest deal. I mean, lots of corners have that concern. Huh. Yeah, so I don't necessarily agree with maybe all these points here, but I think size limitations will push him to nickelback where he mismatches against bigger bodies. So I think, I wonder what the future is for Brown. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all for competition. I'm all for adding talent to the room. I don't think a 3-win team should be like, super, super selective with who they want. I think if they see talent, you got to trust your board and you got to add them to the room, and the best man's going to win. And also, injuries do happen. But I think Brownlee can literally play on the outside. So, oh man, dude, like, we're in a good position. I think we're in a good position, man. For me personally, I think I would have went with Emmanuel McNeil Warren or Jermon McCoy if I was Darren Muji. But I think everybody else is kind of in the same bucket, right? Pregnon, CJ Allen, D'Angelo Pond, Cisse, AJ Halsey. So I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it, man. Let's roll. What do you think Braden Stevens' trade value is after giving up the most touchdowns? Probably not much at all, dude. Now this is the last. I believe this is the last season of his contract, or the last year on his deal with guaranteed money. So, we do need bodies there. All right, I'm uploading the Pawns video here. Man, dude. And you know what's so cool? You could have literally justified drafting D'Angelo Pawns at 44 outright. I mean, I saw some mock drafts with him going 33 to the Jets before the trade. Green Bay Packers in. Or Green Bay Packers picks in. Here we go, man. Here we go. Who are the Packers going with? They're interesting, man. That's another team with not a lot of team needs. Cisse, wow, dude. Jonathan Gannon, he does feel like a Jonathan Gannon type of corner. So, real quick question. Do you guys think that we could maybe package some of these fourths to move back up? Oh, dude. Dude, if McCoy is falling this far, I mean, out of the first round is one thing, but I mean, we're literally coming to the end of round 2. Right? So, dude, oh my, if Philadelphia gets Jermon McCoy, actually, never mind. Let me quickly just pull up the order. Let's remove that screen and add. Okay, can you guys see? Yeah, you guys can see this. Jackson, dude, Chicago, he would make a lot of sense for the Bears. They have the 2 seconds. I do not want him going to Denver. Man, if he's there at 64 for the Seattle Seahawks, I find it very difficult to believe that they would pass on him. Man. All right, Colts pick. Dude, 43 and a half vert was the number, right? That's got to be at least top 10 vert in the class. At least a top 10 vert in the class. And I know Kenyon Sadiq had a freaking extreme, like, top end vertical as well. Colts pick. Here we go. Who do you think is going to drop in at 56? 56. 56. Let me see. Who is at the Chargers? Jaguars. Linebacker CJ Allen or Anthony Hill. Let's see. Colts go with. Well, never mind. CJ Allen's not going to Jacksonville. He's going to Indy. Good pick for the Indianapolis Colts, man. To get a guy like that at this stage in the second round, solid point here for Indy. Or solid pick, I mean. Clay, what's going on? I'd like to bring up the amount of experience that we have with our DB coaches. I think this is a healthy environment to develop and maximize these young corners. I totally agree with you, man. I look at the amount of coaches with DB backgrounds. I mean, Aaron Glenn, Brian Duker. We brought in Ryan Slowick, right? Booker from Arizona to be the nickel corner coach. We have a lot of coaches here with a background in, say, we retained Chris Harris, right? There's another one who's going to be sticking on his DB coach. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I think that's awesome, dude. I think you make a great point, Clay, and I appreciate the super chat, man. Thanks a ton. Oh man, Darren, dude, I missed this, bro. Jermod at 50 and trade back into the third round for another pick would make me cry. Dude, my bad. I this completely I completely missed this, dude. Sorry about that, man. I really appreciate it, dude. $10. That's thank you, man. I could see us trading back into the third round, but also if we have 3/4, that's going to be a super exciting day for us tomorrow, man. Magnus, dude, I appreciate it. When are you grading the Pawns pick? So that video is going to be done after the draft. So I want to do all the picks in one video, but I'm filming them separately. So I already filmed my the first 3 picks, but it's like 50 minutes of footage, so I have to edit it down. But I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Here we go. Eagles pick. Let's see. I got to make a thumbnail real quick. Eli Stowers going to Philly. Excellent pick here. Gosh, for the Eagles, man. Wow, dude. Philly got Stowers and Makai Lemon. Just completely going to work the inside of the field. Dude, you know what's so cool, man? I'm kind of thinking about this now. Pons and Cooper, like, just coming in as teammates, coming off literally one of the best college football seasons of all time. Like, that's not an over-exaggeration. That's not hyperbole here. Like, how sick is that? To help turn around the culture here. All these guys are coming in with, I feel like, defined roles that are going to be helping. By the way, did anybody see the Frank Reich? Oh, we have a trade. Chargers are trading to New England Patriots. Man. Oh my gosh, dude. New England could go. I want to say they can go Gabe Akis, the edge rusher from Illinois. All right, let's set this. Sorry, I'm trying to get the D'Angelo Ponce reaction video up. Man, that was so cool, and so many of you guys called it. Man, D'Angelo Ponce. Interesting stuff, dude. Interesting stuff. So Jermon McCoy, yep, totally agree with you, Chris. Totally agree with you, man. You want Jennings Dunker at guard, but he won't last. He might, dude. I mean, I was talking to a buddy who is in a group chat with an NFL scout, and he was saying that they had fourth round grades on Jennings Dunker. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to completely rule that out, but we've seen some pretty shocking picks, right? So yeah, I guess anything could happen. But yeah, we'll see. Jennings Dunker. I mean, dude, Pregnon's still on the board. There's honestly a lot of I can't wait for tomorrow, man. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Man, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, dude. Actually, you know what? Let's just quickly do this. Let's go draft class. Wait. Can you guys see the screen? Yeah. Okay. Um, rounds. Hopefully these are updated here. So I think it is updated. Okay, so we got pick 103, which is, the third pick in round 4. We have 128, which is the pick that I believe we just got. And then pick 140. Three picks in round 4. Could one of those be a quarterback? No picks round 5. One pick round 7, 2 picks round 7. Man, 4th round, dude. We could add some serious talent. Real like all things considered. All things considered. But dude, who knows how far Jermon McCoy's gonna fall, man? I don't think he's gonna be going here to New England. Um 3/4 and 2/7. I'll take it, man. I mean, we got 4 players already. And we have an excess of picks next season, right? So I'm totally fine with it. Totally fine with it. Do you take Pavi tomorrow? Nah, not really for me personally. Jennings Dunk. You think Jennings Dunker's going to go here to the Patriots? Man, this is. Let me look something up real quick, and I want to put it on the screen. Hold on. Let's do this because this is just on my mind. I can't shake it. I can't get it off my mind. Let's search a cool stat. Let's see if this is true. Let's see if the prediction. My prediction was, dude, at 43 and a half inches for a vertical jump. That's at least top 10 in this class as far as the vert, right? We know Kenyon Sadiq is up there too. I can't remember the exact number. Okay, here's the Patriots pick, and then we'll try to find that number. Gabe Akis going to New England, right? We kind of figured that they needed an edge rusher. By the way, Gabe Akis is from where I grew up. Not from that exact city, but a little bit north. Dude, Akis has some serious power, man. Let's see. I think. All right, let's see. This is gonna be super sick, dude. If the prediction's right. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! Huge trade. Wow, dude. Jonathan Grenard just got traded to Philly. Whoa. Wow, dude. So the Eagles are walking away with Mekhi Lemon, Eli Stowers, Jonathan Grenard. They gave up 2/3 for Grenard, which I think is I guess it's good enough value. I mean, if you really want a Minnesota could have probably I think it's a good deal for both teams, right? Because Minnesota needed to clear cap. Wow, dude. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I found it. I found it. Check this out. Check this out. Yeah, good call. Good call. Good call. Check this out, though. Actually, real quick, let me let my cat in. Here's the Jaguars pick. Whoa, dude! I was not expecting this. Borkature. Um, check this out. I'm gonna share the screen, and I'm gonna mute myself because I have to blow my nose. Um, wow, I didn't see the Jags going tight end. Check it out. Vertical jump. Highest number in 2026. Eli Stowers, number one at 45 and a half, which is insane. D'Angelo Pons, Kenyon Sadiq tied for second with Sonny Styles and Taylor Green. These dudes can jump. So for me, I'm not worried about the 5'8" height as because let's just say let's take another corner, right? So 43 and a half, right? Who's a corner that went before? Chris Johnson from San Diego State, 38 inches. Look at the difference, 38 to 43 and a half. Yes, Chris Johnson's taller, but the margins, right? It's interesting. Now, I wonder I don't think D'Angelo Pons tested his arm length if I remember correctly. But that dude, we got some guys that could jump, man. 103 is our next pick. Yep. I was muted. Dude, I didn't realize that that the Eagles just gave Grenard $100 million, dude. Wow, man. Philadelphia is just it must be so easy being an Eagles fan, dude. I know a bunch of Eagles fans, and it's like they're always complaining to me about just, the small stuff for Jalen Hurts or the coach, but I'm like, dude, you guys have such an aggressive front office. Man. Oh, wait. K dude, hold up. Hold on. My bad, dude. I missed this. Crazy story. One of my best friends is a Michigan and Lions fan, and he's a distant cousin of Derek Moore. He's pumped up, dude. That's awesome. That is crazy. Are you? If you don't mind me asking, are you from Michigan? Is that where you live? Man, I actually didn't even think of that. Right, Aiden Hutchinson and Derek Moore are Michigan Wolverines, right? Wolverines fraternity there. Wow. Yeah, I'd be pumped, man. Derek Moore, I think, is a good underrated player. Good underrated player, man. I don't know if he's maybe better than some of the other guys rated, like Zion Young and stuff, but I'm a big fan of Derek Moore's power. One of my favorite things about Moore is his motor, dude. He looked great at the Senior Bowl. I got to pop over to the Talking Jets YouTube channel in a little bit. I'll probably stick on for like another 5-10 minutes because they I told them I'd be in there at 9. And that should be pretty fun. I think they're streaming from like a restaurant or a bar or something. Okay, best available. Let's get this back up on. Oh my god, dude! How is McNeil Warren still here? Oh, you guys aren't even looking. You guys aren't even looking at the screen. Man, I appreciate you guys hanging out, dude. The draft is always so much fun. I think we got a lot better. We got four. I think we got three easy starters. Pawns. I think that the competition in camp is going to be really cool. Um, I'm curious to see how they use Pawns, right? Because Glenn, man, the connections are just crazy in this draft, right? With Terrell brothers. Um, yeah, K dude. Yeah. I just saw your DM here. I was just double checking when me and Ryan's conversation when I could hop in. Man, Chris Brazel's still here. Dude, Emmanuel Pregnon's still here. I bet you he's fallen because of the ceiling with Pregnon. Keontae Scott, AJ Halsey, Ted Hurst could be an interesting option around 3, maybe around 4. Skylar Bell could be an interesting option around 4. Well, not necessarily for the Jets, but I'm just talking for every team. Dude, I'll say this, man. Jalen Kilgore has been linked so much to the New York Jets. They've done so much work on him. Um, Sam Hesh, dude, I would be I would if I was in the Jets draft war room, I think I would push for a center on day 3. That's just me. Maybe sit a season behind Josh Myers or Titman, however it plays out, but Jake Slaughter was awesome. Best production in the SEC this past season, in my opinion. Of course, you have Connor Liu, who I also really like. Good value pick there. He's falling because of injury. Here's the Bears pick. Whoa. Logan Jones from Iowa. Wow. I figured he was going to be like mid round 3, early round 4. But you can't really go wrong drafting drafting Iowa offensive lineman. Zakee Wheatley is another interesting choice. Bud Clark, obviously. Kyle Lewis. That would just be that would be unbelievable. Kyle Lewis, that would be really, really good. But I think he comes off the board here in the 3rd round. Um, I felt like the Vikings and the Brian Flores defense probably made the most sense, but you know where he can wind up? Washington. Oh wait, they picked Sonny Styles. Dallas. I think Kyle Lewis can make a lot of sense for. Romello Height. Oh man, they ESPN had Logan Jones rated really low. Yeah, Connor Liu, I love back at Auburn, but missed time due to injury. But that could just be, like some of these centers fall, man. I mean, look at Creed Humphrey. Like he fell, what was he, a 4th round pick? And everybody knew pre-draft that he was really good and was going to work out. So Browns here picks in for 58. Here we go. Is that Joe Hayden? Oh my gosh, dude. Good pick from Cleveland. Good pick from Cleveland, man. Emmanuel McNeil Warren going to the Browns. Yeah, man. Yeah, I am shocked that he fell this far. I thought he was going to be like picked in the top 5 of the second round. I think McNeil Warren is going to be a beast. So Cleveland's draft overall has been Spencer Fano, Casey Concepcion. Who did they take at 39 again? Uh, Not Colton Hood, not Avion Sorrell. Who'd they take at 39? Where is Toledo? It's in Ohio. Right next to Michigan. Denzel Boston, bro. Good freaking call, man. I'm liking this Browns draft. I wonder what's gonna, what the plan is gonna be at left tackle, but if the Browns truly felt like Spencer Fano is the best offensive lineman in the class and it's position of need, take him. But dude, EMW, Denzel Boston, 2 incredible value picks at positions. Safety's not a massive position of need, but maybe in like a year it would be a position of need, like a big one. And then Casey Concepcion, dude. So you have a big perimeter X, and then you have your inside slot guy. Todd Monken, Andrew Berry, they're doing their thing. K dude, I wonder wonder how you feel about that one, man. We were talking about Berry before. Yeah. Houston's pick is in. Let's see who it's going to be. And then I'm going to hop over into the Talking Jet stream at 9 o'clock. Wow, dude, McCoy is falling. Whoa, dude. Klein? I felt, who I kind of like at the tight end position this year is Max Clare from Ohio State. This one's kind of shocking. Oh, we got to trade. We got to trade. Bears trading with Tennessee. So Tennessee's moving up here. Where could so they went Carnell Tate, Keldrick Falk, Emmanuel Pregnant here would be my guess for Tennessee. They're gonna send all these fourths for a third or what? I think at this point, dude, I'd rather just keep the fourths. Or unless you want to take the home run swing for Jermichael McCoy and say, okay, we'll move up from 103 and maybe give out another 4th rounder to shoot up. But okay, so yeah, okay, so Cisse went to Green Bay. AJ Halsey's still on the board, man. How do you guys feel about Malachi Fields? Dude, Chris Bell. I do not want Chris Bell going to the Dolphins, man. I'll say that. Keith Abney, I think, is another. I mean, I don't know for the Jets right with Pons, but Keith Abney, I think, could be a steal for somebody. Oh yeah, ESPN they're pretty high on Dunker. And I by the way, I don't know whose board this is. I don't know if it's Mel Kiper's, Field Yates. Kamari Ramsey's interesting, right? Missed some time due to injury. I felt like Kamari Ramsey would be a good fit in Dallas before the Downs pick. Dude, I can't believe Jacob Rodriguez went to the Dolphins, man. Oh, but you know what is crazy? It's like if the Jets picked D'Angelo Ponds at 44, I think it would have been a solid pick, right? But we get him at 50 and we get a free fourth round pick. You know, like that's awesome. And we traded up. We gave up our fifth rounder, in yesterday's trade up with Omar Cooper, which was 100% worth it in my opinion. So, it's kind of because in a lot of mock drafts, they have the Jets going with Cooper at 16 and then Ponds at either 33 or 44. So it's like we're getting Sadiq for free in a sense. Does that make sense? Carson Beck gonna go, dude. They were hyping up the Carson Beck stuff a lot today. Nice, hey PG, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. McCoy might need a knee operation. Yeah, Schefter was just talking about it, and I guess they're saying that it's like a long-term thing with him. Good body control for Fields. Yeah, Fields is okay. He doesn't really pop off the screen. I'll say that. Hey, Jacob, what's up, man? Jets, I'm not a Jets fan, but how do you feel about the Steelers draft? Are you a Steeler fan or are you a Browns fan based off the profile picture? Um, Steelers draft, I think, is interesting. So I know it seemed like there were a lot of people clowning Pittsburgh for their first round pick in Ian Achor. But if you go back to the like that week of the pro day, his stock was shooting up like crazy. Ian Achor hasn't really been playing football for a long time. And for him to be able to do what he did at Arizona State this past season, I felt like it was pretty damn impressive. It's a high ceiling pick here, picks in for Tennessee. And it's a position of need. So you can move Fontenot over to left tackle, get an upgrade there with the Broderick Jones injury. Then you have Ian Achor come in and learn on the fly. Anthony Hill going to Tennessee feels kind of like a solid player, right? You're betting on the traits. You're betting on him flying downhill. Pin his ears back and go. Outside runs, QB, scrambling around, extending plays. They're talking about downhill, yeah. Feels like a solid player, man. Feels like a solid player. But then to trade up for Jeremy Bernard. So I think Bernard is a solid prospect, but I don't see you guys trading up for him if you A, don't have a plan for him, or B, you aren't really going to be targeting him. So they traded for Pittman. They have DK on the roster. They lost Calvin Austin. They still have Roman Wilson. But I think Bernard instantly jumps to that wide receiver 3. And I do think in the wide receiver 3 role, he probably has just he will probably get a ton of favorable matchups just naturally for being in that offense. And if, I'm just going to assume Rodgers comes back. What we know about Rodgers is he is, when it comes to, trust level and stuff like that, like if you can get on Rodgers' good side in camp, which Bernard, I think, can, because I think he's a pretty complete player. I don't think he's elite really in anything, but I think he's good in many categories. I don't think he has many weaknesses to his game, maybe outside of like downfield speed and being like a true vertical threat. But Bernard, in that Steelers offense where they do rely on yards after the catch and kind of these possession sorts of plays. I mean, granted, I guess it could change with the coaching change, but here's the Rams pick. Max Clare, LA Rams. Just talking about him. By the way, dude, Tavon Austin, one of my favorite players of all time. So cool. Any kid that played running back, wide receiver in high school, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, would watch the Tavon Austin, Hellenbach, Kid Inc. highlight tape on repeat. Back when Gino was there, Stedman Bailey, that Dana Holgerson air raid offense. Those days are awesome, man. Those days are so cool. But that Tavon Austin video is freaking legendary. I swear, bro, every wide receiver, every running back wanted to be Tavon Austin. Like in my era back in school, everyone loved it. Tavon. All right, we got to trade here, and then I think I got to hop off because I'm running late. Denver Broncos trade the pick to Bills. Wow, Bills trading up. We'll do this Bills pick, and then I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna be live for tomorrow, but I'm gonna be doing live reactions with the phone for every pick. Who's taking Brazel? Dude, honestly, man, I would hate if the Bills took him. He does make a lot of sense for freaking Buffalo. Oh, Titans got to steal elite instinctive linebacker in the mold of CJ Mosley. Yeah, dude. If you go back, I got muted. If you go back and you look at Anthony, actually, you know what? Let me just try to do that on the side here real quick. So check this out. If you guys don't use 247 Sports, let me close out of that. I highly recommend it, right? If you really want to get like a couple year head start on NFL draft prospects, follow high school recruiting. You will recognize names. You'll watch how these guys translate in college. And then 3 years later, you're going to be like, dude, I remember this guy back in high school. And what's awesome too about 247 is you can go out and watch, you can see, crystal ball predictions. On three is awesome too. Huddle, obviously, you get the high school highlights on top of all the, all-star games and everything like that. But let's see, share screen just to all right, hold on. There's an ad in the way, and the ad is for a urinal. So let me just close out of that real quick. Let's see. All right, here we go. So look, this is Anthony Hill. So this is back when he was in high school, right? So enrolled at Texas 2023, right? 6'2", 225. As a senior in high school, number one linebacker in the country, 17th ranked player nationally, third best player rated in Texas, according to the 247 board or 24/7 board. Look at these offers, dude. Texas A&M, USC, Alabama, Oklahoma. I remember when he committed to UT, there was a lot of excitement. There was, and to be like, look at all these offers, dude. Clemson, Baylor, Auburn, Ark, Arizona, FSU, Florida, Georgia, LSU. He could have went anywhere he wanted. Miami, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, South Carolina. He could have gone anywhere he wanted to. He has a ton of potential. And the one thing that we do know about Robert Saleh, he likes to simplify things. He likes to simplify things and get players just going and shoot downhill, just like Louis Riddick was talking about. So, yeah, man, I like that pick. No way, dude! You went to West Virginia. What year? Great stream. Tavon Austin, Gino's best friend. Yeah. Max Prep. Yeah. I used to follow Max Prep a lot. That would be awesome, man. That'd be awesome. I mean, the Bills need a guard. They can go with Pregnon here. Oh, dude, could you imagine if they go Jermon McCoy? Yeah, dude, 43 and a half, second in the class, tied for second with Kenyon Sadiq. Truthfully, I think I would have went with McNeil Warren, if I'm being honest. Rams wanted Sadiq. You know, I saw the report come out today from Ian Rappaport saying that if Sadiq made it to past the Jets at 17, 18, teams were trying to trade up. Here's the Bills pick. $2011, dude. So that's that prime era, man. That's So Gino was So that was what Gino's junior year. Oh, Igbinosin from freaking Ohio State, man. Underrated player. I think he's going to have a lot of success as a boundary zone corner. Damn it. Damn, dude. Igbinosin was someone who I kind of like sneakily wanted to go to like an NFC team. A lot of potential, dude. I think him in zone coverage is going to be sweet at the next level. He was a very underrated player because, you know, you had Styles and you had Downs and Kaden McDonald and Arvell Reese and all these guys. Igbinosin wasn't really talked about all that much on the defensive side, like throughout the pre-draft process. And he kind of stood out, honestly, like during the course of the season. And then I remember when I was watching one of the Sonny Styles all 22s, I'm like, dude, this corner is sweet. Like this corner is solid, man. Then when I went and I only watched one all 22 at Igbinosin, but I'm like, you know, from what I saw in the season, I think he has the potential to be a really instinctive, good zone corner. But I will catch you guys tomorrow. I appreciate it. I just posted that D'Angelo Pons reaction video. But dude, I appreciate everyone hanging out, tuning in. A lot of fun, and tomorrow should be absolutely crazy. Oh, wait a second. Dude, bro, that means the world, man. That means the world. Been watching since 8th grade, and you're now 22. Bro, my birthday's in how many days? 24th, 5th, 6th, 3 days, 2. It's April 27th. And I don't want to say how old I'm turning because it feels super weird to say. But dude, that's crazy, man. That's absolutely in crazy. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support, the kind words, and you know, just the everything that you've done for the channel, man. Because I love football. It's like my undying passion. I love the New York Jets, and it's just gonna be sick when we turn this thing around, dude. It's coming soon. I don't know when exactly, but 2027, we'll be back in the playoffs. 2027, man. That's my guess. So actually, real quick, let's just do the Chargers pick here, and then I'll get out of here. I got to pull up that link for their stream. Here we go. Chargers pick. Sean Merriman was an awesome player, man. But Young Goon, man, I appreciate that, man. Valen, bro, you're the man. You know this. I got to send you some more stuff. Wow, dude, Jake Slaughter's going to the Chargers. Great pick. Good pick. He felt like a Harbaugh guy. So they went Mesidor and Slaughter. Chargers are making that well, man. Damn. But I appreciate you guys. Yes. Why is Pregnon falling? I don't know. My guess would be ceiling. Dude, I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow. So I will catch you guys. No, dude, older than 25. Ain't gonna be 18. Nope. I wish. I mean, I feel 18, but nah, man. Older than 30, bro. Older than freaking 30, man. No, I'm turning 31, bro. On Monday. I can't even believe it, dude. I can't even believe it. I was talking to my buddy whose birthday's on St. Patrick's Day. My buddy Manny. I'm like, bro, I don't know. It feels like time is flying, but I try not to think about it. Duke, nah. Yeah, dude, that is a really good name. I look 25. I appreciate it. Yo, we have the same birthday, dude. That's awesome, man. Yeah, yeah. 32 in June. Okay. Hey, Ethan, bro, you're the man. I appreciate that, dude. Thanks so much. But dude, I'm running so late for this appearance, so I gotta bounce out of here. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch y'all all tomorrow. I got a lot of content. UDFA video. That's my favorite video I post every single year. Part 1, part 2. That of course is coming right after the draft, along with the draft grades. I was writing down different video ideas earlier. It's gonna be a lot of fun, right? Throughout the course of May, lots of stuff to look forward to. Schedule release. Gonna be a lot of fun, man. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. Hey, happy early birthday, bro. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy. Thanks again.